welcome back to Kevin Reviews. I just finished watching Double Jeopardy. I know it doesn't have the um, title, but there's the movie. I bought this at Blockbuster before it went out of business, and it was in those little sleeves, so it didn't have a case of its own, and that's what I ended up with. I actually have two copies of this movie. But in any case, this is by Paramount Pictures, directed by Bruce Beresford, who directed Driving Miss Daisy and Mr. Church. Written by David Weisberg and Douglas Cook, and the cast includes Ashley Judd, Tommy Lee Jones, and Bruce Greenwood. So this came out in 1999. I was not old enough to see it yet, and I remember the trailers quite a bit because the concept alone, the idea of Double Jeopardy, seemed fascinating. Like a woman who is out for revenge, basically to kill her husband again because of what he did to her. So, I mean, I'll explain it later, but it was fascinating. But I remember when I didn't get around it, but I didn't get around to seeing it till much later. But at some point when the review were with the reviews out, I remember it didn't get really that great reviews. I think most critics didn't like it that much, especially when I looked on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like 28% versus I think an audience rating that was, to be honest, I don't know what the audience rating. I can't remember the audience rating, but I think the audience seemed to like it a little bit more than the critics. But I don't know exactly if it's even a little bit higher or somewhere in the middle or anything like that. So, but I remember the trailers enough that I was wanting to see it. When I got around to seeing it, I remember actually liking it. I thought it was just interesting, but it definitely isn't like a masterpiece. It definitely has problems. But question is, does the film Double Jeopardy ever hold up? Well, here's my review of 1999's Double Jeopardy. The story in Double Jeopardy is Libby Parsons, Elizabeth Parsons, played by Ashley Judd, is married to her husband Nicholas Parsons, played by Bruce Greenwood. They're pretty wealthy. They're pretty wealthy, moderately wealthy, I think. And and then one day when they're out, and this is in the trailer, so if you see the trailer, you'll get it. When they're out on their boat, Libby Parsons wakes up to find that the boat is covered in her blood, and her husband not be found, and with a knife, and on the deck. So it's believed that Libby killed her husband. So she serves time for murdering him, and she also has a son named Matty who she loves very deeply and wants to talk to him, but she eventually finds out that her husband's alive. So her husband frames her. So now she's stuck in prison, but finds out from an inmate who said that there is a double jeopardy clause in the Constitution, U.S. Constitution, Fifth Amendment said, in double jeopardy, you can't be committed for the same crime twice. So when Libby gets out, she can go find her husband and basically, kill her right on the spot out in public, and she could never be tried for it again because of double jeopardy. So yeah, that's the premise. Seems interesting enough to utilize that particular, the double jeopardy clause, in terms of, injustice system and whatnot. Unfortunately, the film is not only basically like, oh, I forgot to mention that Tommy Lee Jones plays Travis Lehman, who is Libby's parole officer. Libby eventually comes out of prison to basically try to live a life, but under parole in this like house. And so Travis Lehman keeps an eye on her. But then when she gets out and tries to escape, goes find her husband, he tries to track her down. So yes, this is basically like The Fugitive. If you've seen The Fugitive with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, it's basically The Fugitive. Except the story is different overall, and you know, it's almost like the third Fugitive movie. It's just, you know, it's just that Tommy Lee Jones gets demoted to a parole officer instead. So yeah, anyway, after rewatching it, I do find it kind of mildly underrated. I say mildly. I think it has good stuff in it. It's just that the story is a bit ludicrous. But the thing is, if you want to just enjoy the movie, enjoy it for what it is, like a simple revenge plot, that's what you're kind of going to get. It's not a thriller, though. I wouldn't go that far as saying it's a thriller or anything action oriented. Oh, they try to insert plenty of action stuff in it. It's just not as, there's not a ton of it. When you're thinking about the story, it is pretty ridiculous. And there are some stupid moments that don't always add up. You know, overall, even Libby, who should have known that her husband has planned and even has done some unspeakable things, should have known already that she, you know, whatever he's going to do, he's going to do it, and whatever he can to get out. But mainly, it's not only she's trying to kill her husband, trying to, you know, either try to kill her husband, but also trying to find her son, Maddie. I know I forget who plays Maddie, but frankly, Maddie is like two characters because he's at a younger age and an older age, and you know, and stuff like that. So, but mainly we're focusing on you know, Libby Parsons trying to kill her husband and find Maddie. So, and of course Travis trying to track her down. So yeah, the story is, it could have used better writing, better, you know, story. There's like moments in which are really stupid. Like, I don't know. I hate to ruin some plots. There's like a moment where Travis has Libby like handcuffed to a car, and yet he goes up top and never keeps an eye on her to, you know, what she's doing. And apparently he left his keys in the car for really stupid reason. I don't know. You think he would do that, but maybe he forgot. I don't know. There are some really stupid things. Even Libby does some stupid things. Even Bruce Greenwood has kind of a stupid moment that I wasn't sure, you know, he even figured out or even tried. I don't know. Frankly, I think it seemed more like a time crunch just to get this movie out than really focus on polishing the story, and whatnot to make it more make it more believable than just kind of like, here's just a revenge plot. But frankly, I think the performances overall, especially from Ashley Judd and Tommy Lee Jones, I mean, Tommy Lee Jones obviously can do no wrong, but I think Ashley Judd is what I remember her most from this movie, because I think she does a really great job, has some good comedic lines, and but you know, the way her characters handle, you know, being wronged for a murder she did not commit, and as well as being wronged by her husband, it probably would drive anybody to seek revenge and whatnot, to, you know, because she got put away and for years, and she wants to get back at him. So it's perfectly understandable. And and it's a strong, it's a good revenge character, revenge heavy focused character, who still loves her son. Um, and as I said, Tommy Lee Jones, I don't think can do no wrong. I think he's always, give him any kind of writing and he would make it good no matter what. Even like his one moment where he has to yell at his boss at one time to basically help him do something. He's like trying to ask nicely, and of course he swears like out loud and crazy. It's like, you know what, that's kind of what would Tommy Lee Jones do. I mean, I don't know. I think Tommy Lee Jones is great, and he has some character in it too. It's not explained by him; it's explained through kind of filler from others about his backstory as to why he became a parole officer, because he hates his job, frankly. Yeah, other cinematography is also, I think, is also very good. It's very nice looking for 1999. It's colorful. There's great shots even at night. So, I mean, I gotta appreciate at least those things. I think those are the main things that kind of help kind of carry the story a little bit, but not enough to be like as grand as, say, The Fugitive. I don't even think even as good as U.S. Marshals, for that matter. I have seen U.S. Marshals once and I don't remember it. I don't know. I think overall, I do think this, again, I think this is mildly underrated. I would recommend checking it out if you have any interest in it. I think overall, I give this three stars. I think it's kind of fun. It's a good revenge story. It's just not a good story. It's not a polished story. It needed more time. It probably could have used more, extra time to basically fill out some gaps or, fix certain problems in it. But overall, I enjoyed it for what it is. It's a waste of time. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on Double Jeopardy? Leave in the comments below. Leave a like or dislike the review if you wish. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next review.